Welcome to News9. You are watching On Point. In today's edition, we will discuss two on points. The first on point is about the resolution undertaken by the Biren Singh government, which has called for revoking the imposition of AFSPA in the valley and action against Kuki militants. The second on point is about the allegation of distributing cash by BJP leader Vinod Tavade a day before Maharashtra polls. But before that, let's take a look at the headlines. A day before Maharashtra polls, BJP's Vinod Tavade accused of distributing cash. Election Commission filed a case against him. Delhi HUI slips to hazardous category. Schools and colleges shift to online mode. Flights and train operations disrupted. Global South hit by food, fuel, fertilizer crisis due to conflict, says Prime Minister Modi at G20 summit. Congress Chief Mallikarjun Kharge writes a letter to President Murmu, seeks intervention in Manipur crisis. Vladimir Putin to visit India soon. Dates being finalized, says Kremlin. Linguistic tyranny, says M.K. Stalin as he slams LIC for displaying Hindi on its website in Tamil Nadu. Madras High Court bars grant of award in MS Subbalakshmi's name to musician T.M. Krishna. Andhra Pradesh abolishes two-child policy for local body elections after 30 years. Putin responds to Biden's missile approval by changing Moscow's nuclear doctrine.
We are trying to restore peace and normalcy again in the state of Manipur.
It is unfortunate that these things happen in our state, but we cannot go on like this forever.
Going to submit a memorandum on Manipur.
With a firm and decisive action by the government of India could have solved these issues long time back.
Social unrest continues in Manipur. Two big protests took place in the state. On Tuesday, Imphal Valley and Churachandpur saw gathering of Meiteis and Kuki communities. Protests in Imphal took place against imposition of AFSPA and killing of Meiteis women in Jiribam. In Churachandpur, Kukis took out a coffin rally. It was in context of gunning down of Kuki militants by the CRPF. Mobilization in both the cities took place on ethnic lines. Despite violence, social barrier persists between the communities. You can look at the visuals from both sides. Churachandpur on one and the Imphal on another. Churachandpur protest took place because the Kukis feel that the CRPF shooting involved village volunteers and that they were not hardened militants. In Imphal, the visuals on your right hand side, people are upset because of imposition of AFSPA. Both the visuals are being played. Left Churachandpur and on the right hand side you have Imphal. Let me play out the bite from Churachandpur and Imphal so that we can have a sense of protest. And then I'll introduce my guests.
A rally is organized by 4 organizations, including 2 women's organizations, namely All Manipur United Clubs Organization, Amuko, Poire Limbro Marapaibi, Apunba Manipur, a women's organization, and All Manipur Women's Voluntary Association, Amawa. This is also women's organization, and students, one student organization, namely All Manipuri Student Federation. This rally is against the imposition of the AFSPA in 6 police stations very recently. The government of India is trying to obliterate, to extinguish the Manipur since many years back by imposing AFSPA and other draconian laws. So we have been opposing such draconian laws since many years back. Very recently, the government of India imposed AFSPA in 6 police stations jurisdiction, and merciless killing of the 6 civilians, including the 3 children in Jiribam district, Jakurador area. This is a very condemnable one, but government of India is now a silent spectator on that matter. In the last some months ahead, 2 women were naked paraded by the Meiteis youth. At that time, Mr. Narendra Modi spoke something regarding that matter.
A woman, mother of 3, was brutally killed in Zairon, and after that we have burning downs of the churches, and we have our brother Zoel, who was also brutally killed in Jiribam recently. So this rally is carried out to protest against that, and today we have this coffin march, which is a very symbolic one. Our martyrs' bodies are lying in the hospital morgue. However, this is a wall of remembrance, and we come to place the coffin of our martyrs.
So this is the first part. 2 big rallies have taken place, and these rallies were preceded by a late evening meeting held by Biren Singh, in which 7-point resolutions were passed. I'll come to those resolutions first, but let me introduce Kim Gangte, former Lok Sabha MP. She sits with me in the studio today. Brijesh Pandey, input editor of News 9. I'll be joined by Langja Thang Hauke and Mr. Sanjeev Sood, former ADG BSF. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. But first to you, Kim, how has Manipur come to such a pass?
Well, I do not know where to start and where to end, because Manipur was a very peaceful state where everyone lived together very happily, and especially Kukis and Meiteis lived side by side even in the hill districts of Churachandpur, More of Tengnopal, and Kangpokpi district. So we all lived together peacefully. And in the history of Manipur, there has never been an incident where the Kukis and the Meiteis had conflicts. And of course, in the hills, Nagas and Kukis had some conflict, and it died down after 1 or 2 years. And then in the valley, Meiteis and the Pangal Muslims had that conflict, and within 3-4 days it died down. And in Churachandpur, of course, family fights used to take place once in a while. But what is happening today, since day one, I have been saying that the central government could play a part where it could direct the state government, or even the state government is responsible for law and order. So the first day, the second day, all the violences could have been stopped. And today, I'm really appalled to see that violence and mayhem continue on till today, and unnecessarily there is what you call such hatred and enmity between the two communities, where these two communities shared everything together. And in fact, the Kukis had always stood by the valley Meiteis for the integrity of Manipur. Whenever the integrity of Manipur was threatened, the Kukis came out, they took out sit-in protests, they took out rallies along together with the Meiteis. So the Kukis had always stood together with the Meiteis for the integration of the state. And I don't know, if you ask me, even on 3rd May, I myself was very much unaware. You know, Kartike, as an MP in the parliament, you can ask anyone, the Kukis or the Nagas, especially the Meiteis. I spoke in the parliament, I fought for my people, and with tears in my eyes, I fought for my state. We are nationalists. We stand by, for the progress and prosperity of this country called India. Our forefathers had fought for this country, for the independence. Not only my forefathers, but the people of Manipur. So today, if you ask me the reason why, people may say so many, you know, they quote many narratives, like so many which dehumanizes, narratives which makes you feel as though you are somebody, not even a human being. Such derogatory terms have been used against the Kukis, but that I thought it would just die down. And today what I want to tell you is, yes, there is a way. And who is the culprit? The people of Manipur must identify their common enemy.
They must identify their common enemy. Okay. I think the common enemy in Manipur is hatred. Common enemy in Manipur is distrust. Common enemy in Manipur is lack of leadership being shown at the community level so that the conversation can take place. Other guests have joined me. Thank you, Mr. Lamjathang, for joining me. This 8-point resolution that was passed included a veiled threat that if suggestions not implemented, NDA members would be free to decide future course of action in consultation with the people of the state. Now, important thing to note is that only 26 MLAs attended the meeting. The points are, let me take you through the points. Center should review AFSPA. These are the most important points. Mass operation against Kuki militants. Recent killing to be handed over to NIA. Declare Kuki militants responsible for the killing of the Meiteis women. NDA MLAs may decide future course of action. Center and state to ensure peace and normalcy, and legal action against people who attack lawmaker properties. Now, before I play out the bite of the Manipur Congress leaders who met the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge to discuss the crisis, let me take on board Sanjeev Sood and Langdachang Hauke. Mr. Sood, the bitterness is pretty much visible on the street. But where I want you to come in this discussion is this resolution that has been passed by the Manipur government, and especially in context of the AFSPA. Now, someone proposes, the state disposes. I mean to say, isn't it sending conflicting signals?
The veiled threats that are discernible in the 8-point or 7-point memoranda issued by the Chief Minister Manipur are really worrisome. He, besides the hatred and other things that you said are the common enemies, in my view, Mr. Biren Singh probably is working only as a Meiteis Chief Minister, not as a impartial leader of the state. You see, AFSPA, why should it not be imposed in the valley areas? When probably in my understanding and what I hear from ground is that most of the looted weapons are going around in the valley area. Unless AFSPA gives the power to security forces, these weapons cannot be recovered. So the veiled threat that Mr. Biren has given is really reprehensible. Government, he is ineffective, and this government should have been removed on the day one when the problems started arising on the May 3rd last year. Even now it is not too late. Every time an incident happens after a lull in the violence, every time an incident happens, we continue to hear a high-powered meeting has been called, more forces have been inducted. What is the point of all that if you are not empowering the security forces to act? Meiteis are obstructing the functioning of the security forces. My suggestion is bring in CRPF Mahila Battalion. There are quite a number of them. Bring in Mahila battalions of CRPF to tackle this problem that is Meiteis, which started with a very noble idea, is now obstructing restoration of peace in the state. Bring them in, and they should be able to tackle these ladies of women Meiteis. Similarly, from the day one.
So I just hold your thought for a minute, because you specifically you said that Mr. Biren Singh holds the bigger responsibility as the Chief Minister. Let me just get in Mr. Lamjathang Haukip. He's the spokesperson of Bharatiya Janata Party. His point of view becomes important here for the representation of the side of the story of Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Haukip.
Yeah, Kartike.
Yes, you are audible. Yes. Please go ahead.
The frustration of the people of Manipur is very high because many of the people want peace, but anti-peace are taking over the pro-peace people. This is the one such level of frustration which the people of Manipur, irrespective of what hills and the valleys, have. And secondly, the Meiteis mobs are so angry, that is why they have to vent out their frustration because of the killing of the 6 women and child. So they have no other option other than taking the MLAs residence. I'm not justifying that, but instead, otherwise, during the initial days of the violence, whenever there is a killing, they used to go and attack the periphery of the Kuki village. So this has been stopped for now. In fact, from the Meiteis side, instead they have been making more of the MLAs responsible for not being able to protect them. So in that sense, I think the people of Manipur still have faith in the member of the Legislative Assembly. So, on the other hand, the Kukis in Churachandpur, those militants or the so-called village volunteers, all the way from Churachandpur went there, and they have been, succumbed in the areas of the Meiteis-dominated areas. So, and that there are lots of reaction coming in, and that killing has been overshadowed by killing of 6 women and child. So this reaction and counter-reaction has been coming out from both the communities. In fact, like I say, the people of Manipur still have faith in the member of the Legislative Assembly, particularly the government. So they, instead of venting out and counter retaliation or reacting towards the Kuki areas or the fringe areas, the Meiteis have put a lot of pressure to their MLAs so that their MLAs can put in or rein and step in to curb such type of and put to an end to the cycle of violence. This is what I can put from my side.
Okay, fair enough. You have made the point. I'll be the devil's advocate here because it's time for a break. My question is, can you resolve everything by changing a person? I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. But I'll come to it because, Brijesh will have a point of view. But after a short break, because then I will play out the bites of the Congress leaders on it. Because they held a meeting. Bimal Akoijam, Meghachandra Singh, other important stakeholders. I'm going to play their bite on this issue. This program will also have that controversy. Chidambaram's deleted tweet and Biren Singh's response to it. Everything will be played out after a short break.
The next Indian icons, beating everyone on the globe. Prepare for breathtaking performance. B6E and XEV9E. Mahindra's electric origin SUVs. Catch them at Unlimit India.
ये किसान की मजबूरी है इसको जलाना बिल्कुल नहीं चाहता।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आदेश का पालन करें, हम कानून के दायरे में रहेगा काम करें, लेकिन हमारे लिए तो नहीं कोई कर रहा।
There is no wind in the city to blow it all away. The air cannot rise high enough to disperse. So everything gets trapped. And that's the reason why every winter we see pollution levels spiraling out of control.
If I zoom down from the global findings to the national level findings, what we really see is that air pollution continues to be the greatest external threat to human life expectancy.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
And now let me play out the bite of Bimal Akoijam, Member of Parliament of Congress from Manipur, because Congress party had a big meeting on Manipur today.
It is, you have enough. 2 divisions are there, army divisions are there, and there are thousands of, central armed police besides the state police forces. What is lacking is not the number of troops, but it is the political will and sincerity. These are the 2 things that have been missing in the way the government of India treats the issue in the state. That's why I'm very clear. The government of India and their this local puppets, their hands are stained with the bloods of innocent people, women and children. And I have also communicated that when this country was burst into protest when you saw this clip about 2 women being paraded, and now you have women and children being killed after taking hostage. This is the first time this kind of thing. And think about an 8-month-old baby. He was so brutally slaughtered, along with that 2.5 years old girl, and the nation should not keep quiet on this. These are some of the issues that I put across to my party leadership here.
Our concern is not a political move. Our concern is to end this violence there in Manipur. And we are very much serious to end this cross-firing conflict between the communities. But recently the NPP withdrawn support to Biren, and there is a development in political. But our Jiribam's tweet regarding that. So definitely the NPP also withdrawn support. And also some of the MLAs of BJP minister, MLAs and the ministers, they are camping here in Delhi to remove Biren involved. This is from the reliable source. So automatically there will be crisis. Not only the political move, this is very much concerned about the present turmoil situation there in Manipur.
So it's a pretty complicated situation. I do remember in the context in which Bimol Akaijam spoke when we did programming, when those two women were caught by the crowd, and the sort of outrage which has been caused by the killing of these 6 Meiteis women. It's understandable the point he's making, but the issue is that the politicians are speaking from the community perspective. They are not taking bipartisan stand. This inability to take bipartisan stand, do you think is the issue?
Of course it is the issue. Otherwise, if you're concerned about killing and if you care about what people pay lip service to, that you care about Manipur, then you would have adopted a completely different approach. The point is that, on one side, one ethnicity feel that, what has been the killing of the militants, they feel that they are village volunteers, they are taking out a coffin protest. The other side, the Meiteis are taking out protests saying that, 3 women and 3 children, as Bimal Khwaijam was saying, 8-month-old child. I mean, it can gut anybody's heart if he's a living human being. So both the anger and the distrust with the government is there outpouring on the street, and there is no denying that you can't say that one person's hurt is more or less than the other person's or other ethnicity's hurt. What the biggest problem right now, Kartikeya, is that the time to step in and mend situations has kind of, if you ask me, has passed. Now what is happening is that it has become a very complex theatre where if you feel that the Chief Minister has not done enough, can you remove him? The answer is no. Why? Because now he is identified with the aspirations of a dominant community there in the state of Manipur, which feels that they have been hurt, which feels that the centre has not listened to them, which feels that the Chief Minister is their patron in chief, Messiah who is helping them out, otherwise they would have been butchered there. The other side, and that is the reason why the AFSPA has become such a hot contentious issue. The thing is that when you say AFSPA, when you impose AFSPA, basically you allow your central forces which are there in such a large number that they could have, I mean, the entire situation, I'm not saying it could have become 100-0 in 1 week or 1 week's time, but a lot could have been controlled. There could have been a merciless crackdown on illegal arms that are abound, whether it is being smuggled from Myanmar or, the arms which have been looted within this. And that is the reason why there is a massive, protest against AFSPA, because they feel that if AFSPA is there, then the central forces are not dependent on the state authorities, and that is one big worry, because as we have been discussing, revenge is kind of a constant leitmotif, if I may say, use the word, in both ethnicity, and that is the reason why the centre is being doubly cautious. I think the time where the centre could have acted decisively, where the state could have acted decisively, and a lot of it could have been controlled, is gone.
Okay, Mr. Sood, are we missing a big picture? Sometimes when people who have served in security come to my show, they always tell me, Kartikeya, we are missing the big picture. And then, then the Mizoram is roped in, then the Nagaland is roped in. Are we missing a big picture?
I think we are gradually moving toward a situation when the entire Northeast is going to be a problem. The connection of entire Northeast with the mainland India is going to be a problem. See, you have Mizoram Chief Minister already saying that we want a separate nation. You have Kukis demanding a separate autonomous council or a state or something. So these kind of things, if not controlled in proper time frame, these kind of demands will increase. I somehow do not agree with your political analyst that center is being doubly cautious. After 19 months, they are still doubly cautious. What else do they want? Do they want the entire Northeast to burn? Why couldn't they have acted? The point is whether he can be removed or not is a different issue. His removal is a signal to the entire population of Manipur that the government means business. Meiteis too are opposing Biren. to a large extent, as far as I know. So saying that center is still acting after 19 months, it is still acting with caution. I mean, that is somehow very surprising to me. It's a to use a phrase, it's a dance macabre. People are, the politicians, both of Manipur and the center, are dancing on the dead body, 250 dead bodies and 1 lakh internally displaced people. It's an extremely bad, shoddy handling of the situation. AFSPA must be imposed all over Manipur, and whatever weapons are available, whatever weapons have been looted, must be recovered. That is the first step towards controlling violence. And I have earlier on your show also said, why not use a third party to start negotiation? Nagas, fortunately, so far have maintained a stoic neutrality. Why not use their good offices to ensure that people talk to each other? Every time the violence takes place, the only answer is, we are taking steps. We have made a road map. We are inducting more troops. 7,000 troops, 70 companies have been inducted. And the CM has been told that you deploy it according to your convenience. He'll deploy, because he's a party to the conflict. He'll deploy it according to his convenience in areas which is not dominated by his community. So point is that the center must take control.
Okay.
It
Center must take
stop
control.
behaving like Nero.
Okay. Center must take control. Vijay, I think you wanted to comment.
Yeah, I just want to say that, Mr. Sood got my doubly cautious remark wrong, because what I meant was that if the center was, the reason why center is doubly cautious, and I say, is because center is not able to move in that swiftly as it should have. That is the questions which you are raising and the answers which are not coming is because of the fact that center is doubly cautious. Otherwise the center would have moved in long back. The center would have taken a decisive stand. If it was being decisive, it would have taken a decisive stand. What stopped center from imposing AFSPA 6 months before, 10 months before? They would have moved in. AFSPA allows the forces, Mr. Sood would definitely know much better than me. It allows forces to do their work without being, one hand tied behind by the bureaucracy of the state. If there is no AFSPA, then you have to make sure that, you are carrying a ADM or SDM to make sure that everything is signed and
to you,
authorized.
Kim,
That's what I meant by...
You have made a lot of points, Kim. Please.
Well, so far as AFSPA is concerned, I really work on this issue because in the 90s, the militants were very, very active. And the Indian Army was, Armed Forces Special Powers Act was imposed since 1958. And that went on and people suffered a lot. Anyway, now, many people demand President's rule, which is equivalent to imposition of Armed Forces Special Powers Act. And I wonder why Mr. Biren impose or talk about imposition of these armed forces only in Kuki areas. Do you think the violence is taking place only where Kukis are? You see every day, even in the valley. So without dividing the people or the land, valley and hill, why can't you impose Armed Forces Special Powers Act in the whole of Manipur? We have been demanding President's rule since day one because we knew Mr. Biren, I'm not at all communal, but one thing I want to say, very much unbecoming of a CM if he has to, if he divides the people and then he says that this Armed Forces Special Powers Act is to be imposed in Kuki areas so that they tackle with the militants. What about in the valley? Now MLAs houses have been attacked by the mob, and every day you also see militants, I don't know whether Arambai Tengal or which militants, so many of them are marching with their weapons without any in front of the policemen, in front of the army.
Okay.
And one thing, can I just add one thing more? We believe in the central government security forces, but very sad. My question is this time, what happened in Jiribam? Yes, when the CRPF claimed.
Ma'am, we'll come to this. We'll come to this. We'll come to this because this is a separate issue. I want Lamjathang Haukip to respond to this. Mr. Haukip.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Kartikeya?
Yes, I can hear you. You see, no, it's okay. Yeah, so your voice is pretty audible. It's clear, but there's a problem with your video. But I want your point of view, so you speak.
Kartikeya, in 2022, after the coming up of the second term of Biren Singh, so AFSPA was removed from 4 police stations. Mark my word. AFSPA was removed from 4 police stations. So that includes Laimakong, that includes Jiribam. Now, the point of violence where it starts is non-AFSPA areas. In non-AFSPA areas also violence is, within AFSPA areas also violence is still there. And those are the hotspots. Those AFSPA areas are the hotspots. So that prompted the central government to withdraw. And secondly, it's not about, there is a very wrong narrative. I'm not that. Everybody is targeting the Chief Minister Biren Singh. Of course, he is morally responsible for that. But you see, instead of focusing, why don't the Kuki MLAs, 10 of them who support and Biren Singh, withdraw them from themselves? Instead, they are enjoying all the rights and privilege in the Biren Singh government, and on the other hand, in the media, they keep on targeting Biren Singh as the main culprit. I fail to understand. And on the other hand, Jiribam is a multi-ethnic district where peace, it was an island of peace, I should call it, island of peace until recent time. Mob has outbursts and settled the peace. But the state government and the security establishment were later able to bring local civil societies to an understanding. Normalcy, albeit with an uneasy calm, was restored. However, there are groups from outside the district who has been instigating the latest violence, which is very unfortunate. Party workers, including myself, are tirelessly making efforts through normal and through formal and informal channels to restore trust among the different communities. For this, I have been personally facing backlash from different quarters. But the burden to me as a young activist who refuses to die. This cycle of violence over the last 18 months in different districts of the state that originated from the mob skirmish in Churachandpur district needs to stop. The violence has more or less contained in Churachandpur and Imphal and Kangpopi, and the narratives from both sides are being dictated.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you.
We need to make an appeal and make them understand that the local people, the local community equation is what matters and not being.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you, Lamjathang. How can you yourself? You yourself are a victim. Your house was burnt. I understand how strongly you feel about the issue. It's time for a short break, and then I'm going to take you through what Biren Singh had said today in an important bite. After the break.
Hello.
If your money is fraudulently taken by somebody or if cyber crime takes place with you,
क्या हम कृष्णा दास गुप्ता जी से बात कर रहे हैं?
and you report it to the bank within 3 days of the crime, the bank is liable to pay you 100%. This is clear-cut guidelines.
मैं डिपार्टमेंट से बात कर रहा हूँ.
If you report it within 7 days, the bank is liable to pay you 50%. And if you report it in 21 days, I think 25% or something.
और हमने ये देखा है कि आपके आधार कार्ड से एक सिम रजिस्टर्ड हुआ है यहाँ.
If the person gives information within the span of 3 to 4 hours, 100% recovery can be done. I personally have seen a lot of cases where 100% recovery has been done.
आपका सिम यूज हुआ है, इलीगल एक्टिविटीज हुई हैं उस सिम से. Oh my God. Madam, you are also involved in the Naresh Goyal money laundering case.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
An additional issue cropped up. A complication on behalf of the Congress party, tweet by the former Union Home Minister P. Chidambaram, in which he made remarks on autonomy for the people in Northeast. A tweet which he subsequently deleted. Chidambaram in his tweet said that more autonomy should be given to local communities. It was met with resistance not only from his own party, but it also provided the opportunity to the ruling party to speak on this issue. Now let me play out the bite of Biren Singh.
These are the few problems what we notice people are facing due to the ignorance of some of the central leaders, mainly during the Congress time. Sri Chidambaram is the key person. He is the root cause of the present crisis. I'll tell openly, because when he was the Home Minister of the then Congress government, and here in Manipur, Sri Oibobi was the Chief Minister. During their time, they brought a Myanmarese foreigner, Mr. Guite, Thanglen Pao Guite, who is a Myanmarese born, and he himself admitted in one of the interview that he contested MP in Myanmar. That person is the chairman of the Zomi Revolutionary Army based in Myanmar. But I'm surprised how Mr. Chidambaram, here is a photograph. This is the Chidambaram, the then Union Home Minister of the Congress. Here is the Thanglen Pao Guite, the chairman of the Zomi Revolutionary Army, who are from Myanmar. They never care about the Northeast peoples. They never care about the indigenous peoples. The present crisis is not an ethnic conflict. The present crisis is the problem of illegal migration from the Myanmar with drugs, and they try to dominate the indigenous populations of the Manipur. Not only in Manipur, it has affected in the entire Northeast. So I'm funny to see his ex saying like this, but he should. I want to remind to him with these photographs, when he was the Union Home Minister, he allowed these foreigners to enter India, to enter Manipur, and even allowed to sign suspension of operation with the illegal migrants. Honorable Union Home Minister, under the purview of the Honorable Union Home Minister IV, and the party has invited both communities, elected members, sit together, discuss, then Above that, we also organize many meetings in Guwahati without me, through my honorable MLAs and the minister. They have sit several rounds of talk and interacted. So, from the government side and from my side and from the central government side, we are always and we are seriously giving our effort to restore peace in the state of Manipur. Now also, just we are very unfortunate, and I condemn the incident taken place in Jiribam. Yesterday also we have a meeting of the all legislature of the NDA, and before that also we have the cabinet meeting, and we strongly condemn that kind of heinous crime against the women, childs, whoever might be for any communities, but we condemn it, and I hope day and night the people of Manipur, the civil societies, and the government machineries, honorable MLAs, minister, were trying to restore peace and normalcy again in the state of Manipur.
Okay, now I'll take quick closing comments. Kim, the first closing comment will come from you. A quick closing comment. I give you a minute on what Biren Singh said in last 4 minutes.
Very unfortunately, the CM of Manipur has thrown some allegations saying illegal immigrants. Targeting Kukis always as illegal immigrants is unacceptable. Because if there is any illegal immigrant, not only from the Kuki side, I also know personally there are immigrants illegally who migrated into Manipur from Silchar side, from Kasar, and also from Bangladesh. So targeting the Kukis only as illegal immigrants is unacceptable. This is wrong. If there is any, this is the duty of the government to detect, to identify the illegal immigrants, and then either you give them asylum or deport them according to the law of the land. Why only target the Kukis? So this makes him... this is the reason why people call him Meiteis CM. This is wrong. He should change. He cannot change. It is time that the CM thinks twice before he speaks. He was the cabinet minister in Congress, during the Congress time. He was there for 15 years. What did he do? Why only now?
Okay. Closing comments from you, Mr. Sood, then I'll go to Brijesh and then Lamja Thanka.
Yeah, the point that the CM made about illegal migrants from Burma, the statistics do not bear with this fact. You see, the population of Manipur, I just did a quick check, in 81 was 14.20 lakhs. It is 28.56 lakhs in 2011, double. Population of India was 68 crores and it was around 125, 130 crores in 2011. So it roughly matches. The population of India almost doubled, the population of Manipur almost doubled. So I agree with Ms. Gangte that blaming illegal migrants for this strife is incorrect. It is an ethnic problem foisted on people of Manipur by vested interests. I do not know what are those vested interests, and this must be controlled immediately.
Okay.
The symbol of this
Sir, I'm stopping. I'm really sorry. The time is not on my side. It's already 7:49. Brijesh, 30 seconds to you.
Well, I think, what is the biggest problem and the biggest challenge for the government right now is that, that they should start speaking in one voice, which is the center and the state should speak in one voice. Until that conformity happens, I think, when center and state are talking in divergent voices, then the situation will spiral out of control. It's very hard for them to control the situation which is there.
Mr. Hauke, Mr. Lamjathang Hauke. 1 minute.
Kartike,
yes.
The bites of the Honorable Chief Minister is quite clear, and then he makes sure that all the legislators are in one thing except few absentees. So I think there is no point of barking here and then talking for the change of leadership. Instead, we should focus more on the root cause. He talks about illegal immigrants. He has specifically mentioned one name also from the Kuki insurgent group. So we have to come out and counter in a very specific way, and then for that matter, NRC is the best option to identify and detect, because illegal immigrants is a very big concern. It's in the US also. It's not only Indian.
I don't want this debate to go to United States of America, but yes, you are saying NRC. Tingam had a point, Mr. Sood had a point, Vijesh had a point, but at least I think the importance of conversation on News9 network, TV9 network, my show and my channel is civility, and I'm very proud of it. At least we can have different point of views, without blades at each other's throat. Thank you all of you for joining me on point 1. But now it's time for on point 2. Another big drama has taken place in Maharashtra. Big drama unfolded a day ahead of